Welcome to News Cafe. I'm Jing Magsaysay. Social media was first used as a means for friends and family to interact with each other, even from far distances. It was also used to express one's thoughts, emotions in their everyday lives. Now, social media has become one of the most important tools people use today in order to gain access to information, to exchange thoughts and ideas, and also to come together during a crisis, as shown in the many natural and human-made calamities that have plagued our country. From these blogs and other networks rose media netizens whose words we have taken into heart and made part of our lives. Their advocacies have become ours, giving the people a representative in expressing their voices that have often been unnoticed. Because of the large range of viewers and participants of social media has come the responsibility of giving quality information to the public by its practitioners becoming more difficult or easier. Will social media be relevant in the next 10 years or so? And where do they see the role of social media be in the near future? We will ask these and more from our guest panelists. She is the associate editor of the Philippine Online Chronicles. One of her projects is Blog Watch TV, a citizen's transparency and good governance watch. She shares her advocacies through her blogs, one of them being about myrecovery.com. She is Noemi Lardizabal Dado, more commonly known as Mom Blogger. He is the president of Filipino Freethinkers, an organization that aims to promote reason, science, and secularism as a means of improving every Filipino's quality of life. And he is Red Tani. She is a TV ad director, a political activist, video producer, and an actress. She is most widely known as Juana Change, a character encouraging change in the Philippine government and Filipinos to build up their consciousness when it comes to the subject of politics. And of course, she is May Paner. Thanks for joining us, Noemi, Red, and May. Kamusta ka na?
Thanks, beauty.
Good. Nice to see you all here. Before we start the discussion, please zoom in on my pin. Direct if you can. Okay, I'm wearing a pin which says, there you go, wala na reflection. No more EPAL. Journalists rarely, should I say, should not take sides in anything. However, there are certain issues like epolitics, which for me is like cancer, that has no two sides to it. Dapat lahat tayo against EPAL. Like all of us are against cancer. Noemi has her own pin. It says
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Yeah, it's
hashtag. Hashtag ba yan?
Yeah, in Twitter, yeah.
Okay, hashtag Apple Watch. Red is wearing a really, really nice pin. If we can show Red's pin. Okay, Red's pin is about RH Bill.
RH Bill, which will hopefully become an RH law.
Soon. Hopefully, because pag-usapan natin mamaya yan. Hopefully. Kasi kahapon na madaling araw, nagkasiyahan. Pero ang dami nagsasabi ngayon, oops, teka muna, sandali lang.
There are still several steps in the process.
Exactly. Okay, May is wearing another EPAL pin, which...
Charan!
Mas maganda yung kay May. No to EPAL, diretso. Okay.
Wala nang patumpik-tumpik
Wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa. Okay. Congratulations on all of you being at the forefront of blogging. No. What is blogging, Noemi?
For me, blogging is having my opinions, a commentary on an issue, or anything that is particular in my life that I'm passionate about. So it's really based on passion that I blog about.
Personal and public issues and concerns.
Yes, because you cannot eliminate yourself from the public because it's part of my community. And as a mom blogger, the community matters because my children live in it. So I cannot just stay on my family alone, my family issues.
You're called mom blogger, but you tackle issues like the RH bill.
Yes, because that's maternal health. My children will be affected by it, and their friends, and the future citizens of the Philippines.
May, before Red, ladies first. May, blogging mo, how does blogging affect your life and how does it affect your passion and consciousness?
Well, actually, ito na talaga yung boses ko na pinuput out ko sa mundo, yung through the video blogs that I do, through the virals of Wanna Change, that people can see for free on YouTube. So sa akin, that is how I hope to put my voice out and influence other people so that we can naman change consciousness of the Filipinos. Diba?
Kaya ba
Panahon na ng pagbabago. Ay, oo naman.
Kaya.
In fact, nagbabago ang kamalayan, ha?
Yes.
Because titignan mo yung mga nangyayari ngayon, there's really a major change happening. So yung mga hindi nagbabago, may iwan sa pansitan yan, kawawa sila.
When you say major change, May, what do you mean? Change in what?
I mean, sa kamalayan, kasi look, yung RH parang 14 na taon, pero ngayon, all of a sudden, parang iluluwa na.
Bigla nangyayari.
Di ba? Biglang nangyayari na. Dati ang Epal, tanggap mo yan as normal, kalakaran na, nakasanayan na. Pero look now, people hate Epals. So yung mga Epal hindi na boboto. So sabi ko, wow, bakit ganun ngayon? Siguro dahil sa social media.
Red, is it social media or is it a collective consciousness or both?
I think it's both. Like social media is just the online component of what's also happening on the ground.
Okay.
So I agree with May. There's a big change that's happening. People are more willing to criticize those figures that were once unassailable. Yeah. Yeah. So there really is a change, and social media is making that happen because it's the most democratic medium, and at the same time, it's a very democratizing medium.
Is it dangerous at the same time?
Yes, yes.
Why? How?
It has the power to change governments. It has the power not to change minds on a massive level.
So pag nagkamali yung blogger ng advokasya, ang dami niya maapektuhan. How do you reconcile may news and opinion in a blog? Kasi in mainstream, pag news ka, dapat news ka lang. Pag opinion ka, dapat opinion ka lang. Kaya medyo malabo yung newscaster sa gabi, radio commentator sa umaga. Para sa akin, malabo yun. But in the virtual world, there's sort of a haze.
Labo-labo yun
Labo-labo yun, di ba? So, paano yun?
Hindi, like ako kasi, di ba, kasi ang dami ng news parang grabe yung deluge of information na available sa atin ngayon.
Exactly.
Kaya kung hindi ka rin marunong mag-discern, hindi mo alam kung kanino ka makikinig. Tapos ang moral fiber mo, wala rin namang laman, di ba, ang kalooban mo, sablay, di ba, anong gagamitin mong tool para malaman mo kung kanino ka makikinig at saka anong tama, anong mali. So napaka-importante nung pag-discern, napaka-importante nung may matinukang isip, para mo malaman na, eto pala dapat kong kargahin na advokasya. Ito tapon to, wala tong kwenta. Ito sinungaling to.
Okay, discernment. Pero tricky in discernment.
Yes.
Red, how do you decide now? Do you stick by your passion? Or when you see that you have a really good following, bibigay mo ba yung gusto nila?
I think you have to keep your integrity intact.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have to practice critical thinking most of all in this medium. You have to be skeptical because you don't want to be trapped in an echo chamber like the same opinions are just being recycled. So you have to think for yourself and you have to expose yourself even to the opinions of the other side just to make sure that you're still on the right side because you can't know if you just have one source. The advantage of social media is there are many alternatives and you should give all those, equal hearing, but of course you have to discern for yourself which ones you will finally believe in.
Is blogging a business?
I don't consider it a business. It comes with it. Just a matter of fact, especially if you have high traffic. Unfortunately, I don't have high traffic anymore because I'm busy with social issues, and that doesn't really create traffic unless you have a burning issue like RH Bill that will really drive traffic in the Google News or something.
It can be a business. I do know several individuals who make a living supporting their entire families out of just social media. So it can be a business, but it can also be an advocacy, a calling, if you will.
Yes.
So it depends on the individual. It's really,
Pagka kasi may business na, nakakatakot na eh. Kasi mamaya, binubuhay mo na lang yung blog mo dahil sa business.
Yes.
Hindi dahil sa passion mo or sa advocacy mo.
Ako nga, gusto ko nga i-monetize ko yung aking passion and make it my business. Kasi parang, di ba, when people do good, like sinared, walang kita yan kasi you
walang
do good
Exactly.
Di ba samantalang, for example, if people listen to people like Noemi or Red who are putting good into the world and then through what they do, they can be monetized, edi bongga. Sa akin gusto ko yun pero hindi pa nangyayari sa ngayon. I mean, it's my abono advocacy for now.
Right.
But I love it.
Well, I'm sorry to say this, but maybe I think that as long as you guys look at it as not a business, it's better for the Filipino people. Kasi pag naging negosyo na, alam mo nangyayari, di ba? This happens to mainstream media all the time. When you try out a certain program and you see that it's rating, then you stick to that format and follow that instead of doing what you should supposed to be doing, like news, for example. Ano na ba ang news? How do you define news today? Maybe we can talk about that when we come back in our second gap. Let's take another short break. News Cafe will return. And we're back. You're still watching News Cafe on the Solar News channel. We're still joined by our guests, Noemi Dado, Red Tani, and of course, May Paner. We were talking about blogging as a business. Is this becoming the norm now, especially for the bigger bloggers, like Free Thinkers, for example?
We don't receive any funding for the blogging that we do. Like we have received like requests to advertise on our blog, but we reject those requests because we want to keep. We want to keep it separate. Like we have nothing against blogging as a business. I think that people who some people deserve to get paid for what they do. And if it just so happens that they're doing something that they love, then I'm all for it. But as far as we're concerned, we keep that separate.
You're big in the virtual world, but how are you in the physical world? Do you have an office? May staff ka ba?
We have a business of our own, and it's related somewhat. Like we make websites and web apps.
Okay.
So we keep those two worlds separate. Like our clients do not know that I'm involved in the Filipino Free Thinkers,
but you do have the infrastructure, and that's working for you.
That's working for us. Like several of our members.
So parang libre na tuloy yung gastos mo sa blogging mo. Ganun ba?
Yeah, well, blogging in general is pretty much free. It's practically free because you only need a computer and an internet connection.
All right.
So, yeah, but it helps that we also do it for a living.
Yeah.
How about ikaw, May? Magastos yung video blogging, eh?
Oo nga. And ako kasi parang...
Hindi computer at saka upuan lang yan.
Oo nga. Actually, I want to change viral costs at least 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah, because we go through occasions. I've done almost 30. More than 30, I think.
6 million.
Oh, ang galing mo naman mag-math. Hindi ko naisip yun.
Madali lang yun. 3 times
2 times 3 then 2.
Oo nga pala.
Tapos may zero.
Hindi ko kaya yun. Anyway, ganon. Kasi may mga tao na tumutulong. Gusto namin may pagpatuloy yung trabaho, pero like for example, may mga gusto magbigay sa akin. Natatakot akong tumanggap kasi pera yun. Diba? So kaya kami, napilitan nga kaming mag-incorporate para lang kung merong gustong tumulong, tatanggapin namin. Pero ako, takot ako. That's why ako, meron akong, for example, kasi iba yung tinatanggap ko bilang trabaho ko, iba yung para sa advokasya. Diba? So gusto ko lang maging malinis at maayos yun kasi syempre, kailangan transparent ka. Diba? So like for example, kami ngayon, hopefully, to monetize our advocacy, now we're doing a film. Wanna Change is doing a movie. Ang title niya, Wanna See the Movie.
This is a mainstream feature film.
We're now shooting. We'll show that on April 2013, right before the elections.
Nice.
And hopefully, tangkilikin ng taong bayan.
Okay, very interesting. May's talking about mainstream supporting the non-trad. No? We were talking in the dressing room a little while ago with Red, and Red was saying that he has a very active on-ground component. How do you do that?
Like, for example, there's an issue that we think is very important. We want to raise awareness about it. So we first post on our website, like, about the issue, and then we make an invite to an action that's on the ground. Like, let's go in front of Congress in the South Wing Gate, or let's go to the Senate, and let's protest there. Like, let's bring our advocacy online, like to the ground, like on the streets where we can be covered by the media, so it will reach a larger audience, so that our legislators will see us. Because it's important to bring what's online to the real world. I mean, to the to the ground, because if it stops online, if you just like, if you just share, it's not enough. You have to like cover both.
Do something about it.
Yeah.
Noemi, you're busy on ground as well. You said you're very busy on social issues.
Yes, example, Apple Watch is a call for action.
Yeah.
So it involves citizens taking photos and being aware of their environment. Actually, a lot of them already had photos before the Apple Watch. And when it came out, they started to share it. So that's also another call for action. And also, we were involved with RED in the cybercrime, fighting against it. And we, like-minded individuals, joined together. We signed petition. We joined rallies. We were there for 2 weeks at the Supreme Court. So those are call for action.
Si May, gumagawa ng mainstream ngayon, no? And like you said, this is to support your virtual existence, no? Your advocacy in the virtual world. Yung iba naman mainstream, lalo na corporations, no? Baliktad. They're big in the real world, but they're trying to make it in the virtual world, no? And some of them, kahit malaki, nahihirapan. Ba't sila nahihirapan?
Hindi sila creative. Kami creative kami. Kasi importante
Turuan mo nga sila, ikaw director ka.
Kasi I think kaya rin nag-work, for example, yung advocacies ng mga tao. Kasi meron sila kakaibang approach sa pagsabi ng kanilang protesta. Kasi syempre, nakakasawa na rin yung pag-grim and determined ka palagi. Diba? But when you like, for example, in the case of Wanna Change, kami, we use a lot of humor. Diba? I don a blue wig if I have to. Diba? And then,
and pink.
And pink. And yellow. And diba? So, yun yung importanteng dapat natutunan ng mga tao, to use creativity. Kasi with creativity, nakakapasok ka eh.
Yeah, I think authenticity is very important in social media.
Okay.
Like when,
what does that mean?
When people see that you're just selling to them, when you just want their money, they won't buy you. They won't go to your website. Yes. It's very obvious sometimes, which is why some big corporations do astroturfing, which is just pretending that the campaign is organic and from the ground, when it's actually just fake. Okay. You know, when several people post na, I like this product, but it's obvious that it's fake, you know, so that they will hopefully become viral. That's astroturfing, and a lot of people see through that. So people want authenticity online, and they can see when you're very genuine, and it doesn't matter how much budget you put into something. If you're not truly in it, people will usually see through you.
Noemi, your experience?
Maybe because we have opinions, and that's what they're looking for online. And I don't know about, I don't never had a background in journalism. No. So I just say whatever, and just to make sure that I don't have libel, I express my opinion. I don't know about journalists. Maybe it's different.
Well, many people in the mainstream of news don't have a journalism background as well.
Really?
But they're in the news. But how do you, in virtual world, how do you separate fact from opinion? Or would you want to do that at all? May?
Natural, dapat alam mo kung ano yung fact.
Yes.
At alam mo opinion, di ba? Kasi kung hindi mo alam yon, di ba, parang nakakahilo yata yun, di ba? Ang importante lang is kung paano mo anong opinion mo tungkol sa fact. Di ba? Kasi fact is fact, di ba? Pinangarap
But do they go to you for fact or do they go to you for opinion?
I think more for opinion.
More for opinion, no?
Kasi the fact, you can get it everywhere.
Yes.
Oy, hindi totoo yan.
Talaga? No, I mean,
some of the facts you can get. But a lot of the facts you can't get.
When you say fact, the real fact, the truth, di ba? Marami namang nagpa-fabricate ng fact, di ba? Pero importante rin yung opinion, kasi importante yung integrity, like sinabi na nga ni Red kanina, napaka-importante talaga ng integrity nung nagsasalita.
We have a technique in our blogging. We use curation. So we get many sources from traditional social media and many trusted networks. Okay. So when you have a wide source of facts, you can make an opinion about it. So that way, it's really based on facts. So that's one way we do it.
Yeah, I think the strength of your opinion is just as strong as the veracity of your facts.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like we criticize like established institutions like the Catholic Church, for example, and when we do that, we do it fairly. We put as much evidence as we can.
Yeah.
We quote we cite our sources always. It's very important. We of course do not plagiarize.
You don't photocopy.
Yeah, we don't photocopy.
I don't photocopy.
Photocopy. Okay.
Yeah, when we did that, like when we posted on our blog and it got on there for the first time that there was some plagiarism in a Senate speech.
Yeah.
Like we had the sources there. So it's important for the facts. Before you give opinions, you should ground them always on facts.
All right. Sounds like anything goes, but are there rules, May?
Oo naman. Dapat naman alam mo na when you put something out there, responsable ka doon sa nilalabas mo. Hindi ka lang nagsasabi ka dahil galit ka, may tang-ulo mo, gusto mo lang tirahin si dito. I mean, where does that really get you?
Exactly.
Diba? Kaya kung gano'n, hindi ka rin authentic. Sabi nga nila, napaka-importante ng authenticity.
Okay. Let's take another short break. News Cafe will return. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching the News Cafe on the Solar News Channel. And May, Red, and Noemi are still here with us. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Let's talk about the issues, because issues are the reason for your being. Yeah. You went into blogging because of your advocacies. Let's talk about specific issues. Ito, kakapasa lang sa House of Representatives. Oh, thumbs up.
Yes. Dahil meron siyang pin,
RH bill. Sige, let's start with your Red. Dahil ikaw yung naka-RH bill pin.
Of course, we're very happy that the RH bill has passed in the second reading in the House of Representatives. And there are still steps to go, but this was a very big step. And we did our best through social media to cover that event. Like before there was live streaming, we live streamed the proceedings. I did a blow-by-blow live tweeting of the votes and the tally as we had it. And it helped because when some media outlets even couldn't already keep up
with the voting.
We were trying our best to do that. So we supplement like what mainstream news does through social media.
May ikaw, pagkatapos ng second reading victory at the House, anong gagawin mo?
Aba, kailangan magbantay lalo kasi kailangan hanggang maging batas.
Okay.
Kasi yun ang problema natin, minsan di ba we get excited pero konting ganado and then mamamatay na. Ito kailangan hanggang maging batas, magbabantay tayo.
Anti-cybercrime law na TRO, 120 days.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yes.
Victory
diba?
again.
Victory. Kasi ang mga tao kumikibo, nagsasalita noon, di ba ang mga tao parang pagod na kami, wala rin namang mangyayari. Paulit-ulit lang. Pero ngayon may nangyayari, may nagbabago. Dahil kumikibo ang mga tao. Kaya yung mga politiko, narinig ko doon daw sa office ni Bistek, they were thinking, paano sila mangangampanya ngayon without being too epal. Kasi alam nila, pag umepal sila, nakabantay ang mga anti-epal watch, kaming anti-epal mood, and talagang hihiyain namin sila. Palapit ng eleksyon, we will be very noisy, we will name and shame them.
Good for
May
you.
Merry Christmas na ngayon eh.
May nang may Merry Christmas.
Sabi, Apple pala ang Merry Christmas. Apple sa akin yun dahil ang laki ng mukha mo dun eh. Sabi ko, kung Merry Christmas lang at pangalan mo, baka hindi masyado. Ganon.
Meron nung bumabati kay kay sino ba yung binabati sa Mandaluyong ata yan? Binabati niya ng happy birthday through a tarpaulin. Sige, text mo kaya?
Red, why is the Anti-Cybercrime Act bad for
Well, it stifles freedom of expression. It has a chilling effect. So freedom of expression, freedom of speech, those are important to us. In any democracy, it's very important. And it threatened people with that threat of libel. It's called, it's libel chill. So it's a partial victory. It's not yet a complete victory because it hasn't been amended yet. Right. We want to repeal it and start over. And
what do you want changed?
Like several provisions, like that, the one bringing the entire penal code into the online realm. It's too vague. It can't be implemented. Of course, we're against the unfair penalties, the 1 degree higher penalties when it comes to internet libel. So there are many things that we want to change. And of course, the value there is to defend freedom of expression in all avenues. We defend it offline and we defend it online.
Noemi, does this threaten you?
Yes, of course. I'm a blogger, and then personally, I know a blogger right now. Yesterday, he had to go to prosecutor's office because a website filed a libel suit against this blogger, and this blogger was just doing a public service. It was a consumer issue. So some comments because it was a libelous comment according to this website. So you never know what comment there is libelous to them. You might be they will say it's offending to them.
Right.
So I'm really concerned. That's why a group of netizens of us, we drafted the Magna Carta. Well, I'm not part of it, but I'm helping them promote the Magna Carta for Philippine Internet Freedom, which was filed by Senator Miriam Santiago. And that probably is the replacement or the answer to this anti-cybercrime law.
Yung contentious provisions lang naman, but there are provisions there that are...
Ako lang kasi, Jing, like for example, napakahalaga ng kritisismo. Hindi nila ma-appreciate ang importance ng kritisism. Parang ikaw, kumanta ka, Jing. Kumanta ka, di ba?
Na-offend.
Pwede mo ko i-demanda.
Na-offend ka.
Ang ganda ng kanta mo, pero meron kang one sentence na sintonado ka. Ayaw bang sabihin ko sa'yo na, alam mo, Jing, ang ganda mo, pero isang sentence mo, sintonado. Eh, di sa susunod, gagaling ka pa. I mean, if only the politicians know how beautiful criticism is, gagaling sila. Nakikinig sila sa taong bayan. Malalaman nila how they're doing because there is criticism. Nakakagaling ang kritisismo. Huwag silang matakot sa criticism. They should love their critics. Ako, nung sabihan ako, ang taba-taba mo, para kang baboy, tinan mo itsura mo kung sino ka makapagsabi sa iba. Oo nga naman. Tinan mo naman ako, ang dami ko rin excess katulad nila. O di siya mo nagpapapayat ako ngayon. Malalaman ko ba yun kung gaano katindi? Na threat sa akin ng aking kababuyan kung di ako nagsabihan na, tinan mo itsura mo, wanna change.
So all of this is about politicians.
Well,
and how it affects them.
Well, it's about every individual, every citizen. Like each of us has our own concerns. We can't expect mainstream media to cover all of those concerns and give it equal weight.
And mainstream media won't. Kulang their time.
So those issues that are important to us, it's our responsibility to cover that and to give it as much attention as we want. And people who find that important and can't get enough coverage in mainstream media go to social media for that focus.
And that's your strength because the virtual world is unbounded. No, hindi katulad ng mainstream media. Dapat yung report mo 1.5 minutes lang. Isang oras lang yung newscast. Kalahati pa yung newscast commercial. But your world is free, physically free. Can I say that? Physically free? No?
Yeah,
bandwidth. In terms of bandwidth, bandwidth will allow it. Your brain allows it. So you're virtually unhindered by anything.
Yes, that's true. That's why we don't want our freedom of expression to be curtailed. We know when to guard it. When we know what's going over bounds. It's decency. I mean,
people are going to say, "Teka muna." When you say you know where the boundaries are,
we personally,
medyo nakakatakot yun kasi individualistic interpretation yan.
Individual.
So paano yun, May?
Like ako, for example, as somebody who I am wanna change, diba? I always check, kasi ako while I am wanna change, I have a team. When I want to put something out there, I will have to consult with my team. Hindi ako pwedeng, pag gusto ko, sasabihin ko na lang, basta, itong stand, hindi.
Sana lahat ng tao katulad mo.
Kaya important nagdi-discuss. Kami magdi-discuss, nagra-round table kami yan. Ano tingin mo sa, gawa tayo ng video kay Presidente kasi bumili siya ng Porsche. Ang tagal naming nagdesisyon bago kami gumawa nun. Diba? Kasi, putya, kakakampanya mo lang, tirahin mo na, tama ba naman yan? Ugaling mo, asal. Sabi ko, sige, wag na muna. But it was mounting. And then sabi namin, hindi ba dahil mahal natin ng Presidente, dapat natin siya sabihan pag medyo yung boundaries niya, medyo out of bounds ata. Diba? Total, nandun sa konstitusyon, dapat simple life siya. So ang tagal namin pinag-isipan. Napag-isipan namin, sige, siguro nga tama na. Siguro magpapakatotoo rin tayo sa ating pagiging kritiko kung gagawin na yung kahit na kanino, wala tayong pinipili. Diba? So nung finally, naglabas kami. So sa amin yun, ako yun yung guard ko. No? I will ask people I respect.
Last words from each of you. We'll start with Naimi.
You know, the internet's only 30% of the population, so we have a call for action. Each of those in the internet, especially this coming election, should reach out to two who are not in the internet and educate them or pass on what you are passionate about and spread the word.
So pyramiding in good faith.
Yes.
Red.
We have several advocates aside from the RH bill. There's of course freedom of expression, secularism, LGBT rights. And like I was saying earlier, it's important to bring what you're doing online to the ground.
That's true.
Like you have to walk the talk, you have to represent what you're doing online and make sure that you're actually making a difference. And I'll plug our website.
Go ahead.
It's filipinofreethinkers.org. So there.
Good for you. May.
So ang akin, meron ng Wanna Change the Movie.
Ayan.
Panoorin
Manood naman
niyo.
kayo.
Yes.
Next year, April 2013, lalabas yan at inaanyayahan ko po kayong lahat na manood at suportahan ng advocacy ng Wanna Change. At ang gusto ko lang hilingin, ang bawat Pilipino ay maging volunteer. Volunteer for anything good.
Yes.
Be a volunteer.
Thank
Right.
you. May Panay, Red Tani, and Noemi Dado. Salamat for your time. Very
Thank you.
interesting. Wish we had more time.
Thank you
Yep.
for having us.
And that's all time we have for today. We'd like to thank our guests for being with us. Don't forget to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. For our web viewers, please stay tuned for our web exclusive segment, which you can watch on our Facebook page. Join us again next Friday for another 360-degree discussion right here on News Cafe. I'm Jing Magsaysay. Salamat po.
Sa bukod, hindi na ba nakasalanan ng dito?